make sure y'all are doing well as well in these streets, man. But man, besides that, how was your weekend, bro? Was everything well?
Yeah, everything was copacetic. Everything was good. Saturday, man, I have a side of my family that does celebrate like Fourth of July together on that Saturday of
Mm-hmm.
Fourth of July, whatever it is. And so yeah, it was a large part of us over there in Dallas, having a good time. A lot of food, a lot of pool action. Not me, but a lot of kids in the pool and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, had a good time Saturday, and then Sunday went to church and took one of those good old naps for
Oh,
sure.
something
And
about those Sunday naps, man.
I don't know. I think it was meant to be like that or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was it was good. It was good as well.
Awesome, awesome. I got OTTO in the building. Operation Tech Takeover, the original
Yo,
OG. What up, sir? Like when
what's
it comes to
happening?
like originals, he is the original OG man, and so definitely appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for stopping with us and rocking with us. We always appreciate it, man. So never take it for granted. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence.
That's
And
a
to
pleasure.
everybody else, go ahead. Let us know if you're watching. Let us know if you're watching the chat, especially if you're one of those that might be affected by the hurricane, whether it has come to you already or maybe coming to you. Uh, is it how you pronounce the hurricane? Hurricane Burl? Is that how you pronounce it, or
Barrel, yeah,
Barrel?
yeah.
Beryl? Barrel. So yeah, let us know that you guys are safe in the building. We want to make sure you're safe as well, especially you, Ralph. I know you were down there. This was
Yeah, yeah.
late.
Man, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to figure out how they come up with the like. I know they changed the name as it goes down ABCD, but I just don't remember it being back to back to the top again. Do they?
Yeah.
I need to know. Do they count them like all over, or is it just the U.S.? I have no clue. I feel like we got to be like really fast. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question in regards to how they basically go about doing what they do. For me, my weekend, I'm gonna as people are commenting, my weekend was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
chill. I definitely think it was a really chill weekend, and so I enjoyed it. My son's birthday was this weekend, so that was another thing too. He had
Hey,
his sixth birthday that we celebrated this weekend, and so that was pretty cool. He got a chance to basically, because he had basically his birthday earlier this month, and we celebrated intimately. But to have a party with some of his friends, I know he enjoyed that. He had a good time,
yeah,
and so there's a lot of cake, there's a lot of pizza, the usual,
yeah.
and they were doing a good old thing right there, and they were basically kind of like enjoying their time. You know, before we kind of get into it, we normally have our question for the morning, and I decided to kind of switch it up today because of just what everything that's going on, and I wanted to make sure, like, uh, what have you ever experienced a natural, like, I would say disaster, like a natural event that was like, man, I will remember this
Like
forever.
super traumatic kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. That's a good question for the audience for sure too. Um, Me personally, I was trying to think. I feel like the closest thing I had, I live in DFW, man, in Texas, so we don't get a boatload of anything except for that heat. We get a lot of that heat, but I would say early 2000s we had not a hurricane. That's funny. We had a tornado um early 2000s, and it mainly hit downtown Fort Worth, but at the time that's actually where my mom was working. So
Mm.
um and it kind of ripped through. But as far as the school day, like I remember the school day vividly. I remember like all the stuff that was going on. It felt like a drill, but then when you saw like the aftermath of like, oh, okay, this was real. And then to know that my mom was like right in, she was in one of the taller buildings downtown, and it actually it hit that building, but it was a pretty sturdy building. But yeah, that was
Wow.
pretty. I was like, from then on, then when they had like, and up until, because this was, I was probably about 7 or 8 years old, probably somewhere in
Yeah.
there. So I didn't really understand the difference between tornado watch, tornado warning, So until I understood that, I always took those things serious. Like, when they were saying something about it, I'm like, oh, this is
Mm,
it, again. But then obviously you get older and then you realize like, um, warning comes before destruction, right? As the
mm,
Bible put it. So if it's a watch, hey, it's probably, not gonna happen. It's probably good. When that warning comes, like, oh snap, they saw some stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, that's one that I remember.
Yeah. And I'm going to stop and just say, OTTO, we appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for rocking with us and for everybody else that's been rocking with us. If you are watching the show, go ahead and let us know your presence is known and comment below. We'll put your comments up as always and make sure that we show appreciation. Definitely show appreciation. But yeah, in regards to natural disasters, I would say in recent memory, it was Hurricane Sandy for us here in the Northeast. And the reason
Mm,
why is because New York is one of those places too where we don't get a lot of
yeah,
there's no tornadoes, there's not there's not much else that goes on. So when we got that hurricane warning, we're like, okay, we in the city, it's not gonna really affect us that much, but it did damage on the Northeast, especially in Jersey. I wasn't living in Jersey at the time; I was living in Brooklyn, New York, and I remember like being stranded at
snap,
a friend's house,
yeah.
because
Oh man,
transportation was cut, and so it was like one of those things like, oh, this is serious.
this is
um
real.
and so yeah, people in Staten Island, they went through a lot of other places along the coast. So it was definitely one of those things that was like a reminder, like, oh man, you are fighting it as a human being. These natural disasters are real. So I just want to say, those are going through the hurricane, we're with you, we're standing with you, we're praying for you, and we just want to make sure that we acknowledge what you may be going through. Hopefully the damage is not severe. So again, like throughout this time, if you live in the area, if you have any sort of situation that has occurred and you want to just share, you can always call in. I just dropped the call in link. So definitely feel like you want to call on the show and vent your feelings. I know it's just about talk that tech, but we definitely want to make sure that everybody's doing well and everybody's doing good. And so go ahead and let us know how you're doing, especially you, Coach Ralph. We'll listen out for you, man. We know that you,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you are in the South Florida area, we want to make sure you're doing good, man. So, but I'm glad you're well. We talked about this last week, and we're building on this story here because last week we talked about how there was a race, and that
yeah.
race was one in which Amazon joined it. We're starting to see some more momentum on that side as Jeff Bezos decided to let it all out and and sell a lot of shares. I'm gonna let you talk
Let
about
it
that.
hang all out. Let it
Let it
hang
hang
all
all
out.
out.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, no, well, let's talk about it, bro. So Jeff Bezos selling off 5 billion with a B
Whew.
shares of stock worth of Amazon shares. Um, once that stock hit the all-time high, right? So he cashing out a little bit. You'll see why I said a little bit in a minute, right? So um Jeff Bezos, like I said, he sold when the tech giant stock hit a record high. The proposed sale last Tuesday, it came as Amazon stock was closing at $200 a share, its highest price since 1997. So in February, here's the thing though. In February, Bezos sold about 8.5 billion shares, right? That was in his first sale of the company since 2021. Now, at the time, this time, he controlled about a little over 10% of the company's outstanding stocks. So um, that was as of February's statement. Now, he would still hold nearly, listen to this, y'all, 912 million shares, or about 8.8%, after this past sale on Tuesday. So he still got some. Don't even worry about that. Right, 912 million shares is what he still has left. Amazon stock right now is above 30% this year and more than 50% in the past 12 months. Right, so that's remember we was talking last week, like they're over that true $2 trillion dollar market cap. So for the first time ever, as of last week, so they doing numbers, man. And Bezos decided to kind of let off some shares, right? He's actually number two right now in the billionaire index, right? Net worth 222 billion, which is up from 44 billion last year. So straight off year over year strength of Amazon stock, right? So again, now listen to this. Washington State's capital gain tax passed in 2021 imposed a 7% tax on any gain of more than 250,000, with some exceptions, right? And last fall, Bezos announced on Instagram that he was leaving Seattle and making Miami his official residence. I wonder if they're there today, or over this past weekend. But Florida does not have capital gains tax, cheat code, like Washington State did, and Florida also does not have income tax, cheat code. So yeah, Texas, Florida, where you at? Y'all already know that already. So, anyways, what do y'all think about Bezos shelling off uh 5 billion worth of shares during this time? I mean, it obviously it was a smart move for him, as far as, hey, this is the top of the top. Let's go ahead and uh, get some of these ends off the board and into my pocket. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what's so funny? Because I always hear the comments. Actually, let me see. Right here it says cheat code indeed from LinkedIn user. Cheat code indeed.
Yes,
And I'm gonna hop
indeed.
on LinkedIn to find out who that is because we definitely want to share for sure. But yeah, brother, whoever it was, in regards to Jeff Bezos and everything. Oh, Desiree. Yeah, Desiree said cheat code. Thank you so much, Desiree, for rocking with us. Cheat code indeed. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what's so funny when people say like sell what was it, sell high, buy low, that sort of
yes,
mentality. He just had the he
yeah,
just timing is everything. Timing is really everything. And so I think that just in my mind shows that it's a good place. It's in a healthy place. Um, and so I'm definitely interested to hear what y'all have to say in the chat. So we hear cheat code and a few others. Let us know your thoughts on that because I think that it just shows that they're in a good spot personally. But maybe I'm missing something. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
2T. I mean, like, listen, it's Amazon. They're having the momentum. They're moving forward. And so,
Hmm.
how do you position yourself when it comes to stock stuff? I don't share any. I don't give any advice or anything like that. I listen more to the experts and those that are kind of doing it in this space when it comes to finance stuff. But based off of this article and a few other stuff that we read, definitely in a good place.
Yeah, I mean, and with that too, sometimes when you see the head of companies shelling off a boatload of shares, sometimes it can signal something's wrong. But obviously,
Yeah,
with them just going over 2 trillion, and the stock actually up more than 50% over the last 12 months, they're in a great place. He wants to shell off some ducats. He's gonna do it, and everything is still okay. So, yeah, I mean, just he got 8.8 or no, I'm sorry, 912 million shares left. Okay, let him do his thing. Now, if he would have shelled off, look at the all-time high, if he would have shelled off 900 million,
yeah.
like
Da
uh-oh.
da da.
Yeah, yeah.
that
But
that's
no, it's all good.
that's a cause for concern right there. That's definitely a cause for concern. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop it also on LinkedIn as well. Feel free to call in there if you're interested in calling into the show. I just dropped a link there on LinkedIn if you want to call on the show and share your thoughts. But if you are also available on YouTube, as you know, the link is there. It's drop below. Feel free to call if you're on any of the channels. Feel free to call on the show and let us know your thoughts. We want to know what's going on. All right.
Hmm,
So,
hmm.
but without further ado, I'm definitely going to keep the show moving, and we have a few things that we're going to talk about in today's bulletin board, y'all. So definitely, if you're not familiar, this segment is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming tech events. Visit blacktechglobal.com for more. And like always, we don't want to give you everything because there's a lot of events. We want you to go there yourself to see it for yourself. But we definitely want to make sure that you're aware of a couple of things that we do have coming down the pipe. And I was at an event last week or 2 weeks ago that I thought was good, Afrotech executive. So I want to encourage you to get out, especially for those looking for networking opportunities. You don't want to wait till you are in a situation where you need a job to network, as we talked about in the live stream this week. And you want to make sure that you're doing that prior. So, first things first, let's look at this event that is happening July 10th to the 13th. And this is the Power Networking Conference. There's actually going to be actor Laz Alonso there. He's from the Boys. If you see that on Amazon, Congressman Hakeem's going to be there. A few other people, as you can see, this is a sponsored event. This is going to be for multiple days. It actually is going to be around $880. If you can show that out and you want to be available there, go ahead and do so. This is going to be featured in Charlotte, North Carolina. So as you can see, there's quite a few people that's going to be coming to that event. So if that's something that interests you, you could definitely check it out for yourself. It's happening July 10th to the 13th. Then we have dark mode networking right here. Dark mode networking. This is happening Thursday, July 18th. It's going to be between $0 and $25, and it's happening in Charlotte, North Carolina as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can see the agenda: networking, upcycling workshop, panel, facility tour. Definitely check this out for yourself and find out more about this particular event. Then we have Mixer Cloud. This is going to be in the DFW area. So definitely, if this is in your neck of the woods, check this out. As you can see, this has been going on for some time. It's ends soon, so you want to get those tickets very soon. A few people do come out to this, so this might be a great opportunity. As you can see, the Focus Zone breaking into tech, that is also featured there. So definitely check that out for yourself if you're in that area. And stay with me, folks. I'm not going to be much longer. We have BlurredCon. I don't know if you saw this last week, but BlurredCon is coming back. And this is for those that are interested in the anime space or getting your Comic Con on. But definitely check out BlurredCon. This is July 12th to the 14th. They're going to have some guests coming through there, ex Power Rangers, whoever may be that was in that world. You definitely want to check that out if that's your thing. That is going to be happening. The cost is $80 in Arlington, Virginia, July 12th to the 14th. Then we have the Tech Sales Nexus. This is actually going to be happening this Saturday. You want to check this out. It's outbound prospecting in 2024. So those that are interested in learning more about that space, I actually talked to Kaivana myself personally, and she's been helping a lot of people who have now actually arrived into the tech sales space or sales in general say, okay, I'm here. How do I level up from here? So it's not just about breaking in. You did that already, but now you want to get in. And so definitely check that out. And it's going to be online only event. As you can see here, you can register and you'll be able to get a link to join that as well. And last but not least, we're done pretty much for this one. We have Black Tech Week, so you can check that out right here. This is actually coming up July 16th to the 18th in Cincinnati, Ohio. You can check that out for more information on the website, but you see tickets are there as well. And the price is right now around $200 for this, but definitely check it out for yourself. As you can see, Issa Rae, a few other people are going to be speaking there. And so you want to kind of get yourself in the mix if you're in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. They do everything from career fair there. There'll be an expo, business development, and VC matchmaking, which is venture capital, right? So if you're looking to find people that can invest in your business or idea, this might be something that you want to consider. Again, this is happening in Cincinnati, Ohio. As you can see, the sponsors are listed there as well. So definitely check that out for yourself. And that is it for this week right now in regards to the bulletin board. Again, go to blacktechglobal.com if you're interested in any of those events so you can check it out for yourself. And what else can you check? Yes, sir. What else can you check out? You can check out expensive cars like the Bugatti we talked about last week, or you can check to make sure that your EV charger has not been stolen if you have an electric vehicle, because unfortunately that's been a situation that has occurred. But I'm going to pass it back to Trey to talk more about that.
Yeah, man. We heard of pandemics in recent years, and now we are having an epidemic here in the Seattle area of chargers being stolen. Right, the EV drivers' chargers being stolen, the cable theft. Man, I didn't realize this was as big of a thing. I remember like a few years ago when they were like, "Hey, this could be a problem" or something like that that would pop up. Um, but it actually is now, and it's happening all over the Seattle area, and the drivers are facing super issues with cable theft. And right now, they're trying to find spots to to be able to charge up. So thieves in Seattle, they've been stealing the EV cable chargers um, for the copper that's on the inside, right? The copper that's on the inside, and it's leaving drivers stranded everywhere without the ability to recharge their vehicle. So you got the charge at home, and then after that, you're out of there. Like, but right now the issue has become more and more prevalent over the last few years with over 100 cables stolen across the city in this past year alone, right? And now public charging stations, especially fast chargers, have been targeted the most, creating fast charging deserts in the city, right? Just people with
Ooh.
EVs driving around just searching. Uh, and all they're seeing is mirages because they see the EV station, but then they pull up and the cords are jacked. And so now, right now, the high price of copper, right? Yeah, obviously, when that goes up, it starts fueling these different people to, start stealing copper. I think they used to do it out of um, air conditioning units or something like that. Maybe they still do. I don't know. But when that price goes up, they're definitely coming for it. And right now, it's the EV chargers. And so right now, law enforcement and charging station providers, they're struggling to find a solution for the problem, right? So despite their efforts to increase security, is still happening. And the thieves could hinder the state's efforts to promote EV adoption, which is set to increase in the coming years, right? Y'all see all these car companies coming out with their versions and making the push and the effort for it forward. But now they're like, oh man, hold on, we can't be. This is causing another problem, right? So long-term solution is involving changing the construction of the charging cables to deter thieves effectively. So they're looking for that. So apparently, if you can come up with a solution for that theft, you could probably become a very rich woman or man if you decide to do that, because it is obviously a problem in Seattle, but you know that could be anywhere. It's just a matter of, oh, this is the new thing. All right, let's turn it up, and then now everywhere across the U.S. and plus, it could start happening. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you got a solution, let them know because they're probably willing to pay a whole lot of money. And if you do it right, you can set up the little licensing deal, right? Now you get paid for the
Oh,
rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that anyways, that's the problem they're having in Seattle. I don't know if it's everywhere else yet.
I'm gonna pause right now and say, "What up, Mitch? Mitch is in the building." He said, "Knock, knock." Mitch at the door. Sounds like the
What up,
beginning of a
Mitch?
scary movie.
Ah,
Knock, knock. Who's there,
or
Mitch? Ah.
or old school rap song, you know.
Oh, rap star, right? Yeah. Mitch, we appreciate you like always, man. So thank you so much. When we see family coming through, it means a lot to us. So if you and let me pause right now to say, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if this is something that you're rocking with, whether you're on LinkedIn, IG. I see you IG people. I see IG family as well. So anywhere you are, just go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with others if this means a lot to you. But yeah, in regards to the question at hand, the question is, would a rise in thefts keep you from purchasing an electric car? Um, First of all, these things tend to happen. I remember back in the day when people just stealing cars. Period. Forget about chargers. And
Yeah,
you
man.
remember those big old. Y'all put in the comment section. Y'all remember this? These big old metal clubs that used to put on the wheels of the car. Remember those
Yes.
clubs? Got the key, got to pull it out and stuff like that. So there's
Yeah,
always
my,
been.
my granny had my granny had one of those for her Cadillac.
Listen,
uh,
listen.
but you know what's crazy, bro? They brought those back this past year because they were still in some car. I can't remember what car it was, but they've been still in some car and they don't have a solution for it, so they just started giving them those. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It was a Kia. It was a. I think it was a Kia brand. I think I remember that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. On the steering wheel. Yeah, Mitch is right. Mitch is right. It was on the steering wheel, and my
Yeah,
parents
man.
had that. I'm gonna pause to talk about a personal story. My parents, we were going to Fourth of July weekend just passed, right? To good old Washington D.C. And we parked our car in a mall in Maryland. And I remember distinctly when I was walking out with my parents. I was young, probably a preteen at that time, walking with my parents, and we going up to take the metro, whatever public transportation from where we were in Maryland to DC, right? So I see this young brother looking out the window, like if you imagine it, there's this walkway that goes above this highway, and there's a glass there we can kind of like see. So he's looking out all, just standing there looking out there. So I didn't think nothing about it. And we just kind of went in and we went to DC, had some great food, had a good some time, came back to the mall, and our car was gone.
Yeah.
And my mother's from the Caribbean, y'all. So she packs up everything. She got pots in there, irons, like she packed up our apartment and put it in there because it was a road trip for us. We went to a
Oh,
couple different
snap.
places. I had my friend's PS2 video games in there and stuff. And
Ah,
we went to the mall security. They couldn't find nothing. So we're like, dang, this is an inside job. And we had to take the bus back. We call it like those dollar buses, like those really cheap buses. We got to take those buses back to New York with just the clothes on our back. But it was one of those situations where it's like, dang it, we should have had the club because the club would have
golly.
deterred them a little bit more. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
definitely.
those things happen. Is my point is these things happen, right? It's EV chargers today, but back in the day, it was literally the car itself. And what's going to happen is they're going to develop ways to secure that better, like they do in Walmart for when you're checking out and you have to put your card in there, and then you set those skimmers, and now they have different sort of crime deterrents. They're going to do that as well for EV chargers. So I would say go ahead and buy it. For a person that rented an EV car recently, it was a game changer in regards to gas. So
Yeah, it's
I would,
totally different.
totally, yeah, I was like, oh, this is okay, I like this. So
Yeah.
I would definitely encourage people not to let that deter you. It's going to be something that they're going to have to work out, also considering the area in regards to the fact that a lot of more EV cars are in that Seattle area. So you're going to probably see, a little bit more in regards to the theft level there versus other places. But yeah, I would just kind of be more cautious in regards to how I move, and hopefully they can fix that, because that would deter somebody from buying a car right now. If they're like, I can't even charge my car.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just gonna say,
That's one of the things that I would hear often too anyway, is that they're like, "Nah, I don't know, I don't trust it. What if I'm out or all that kind of stuff." And I'll try to tell them, like, it has set up. So
yeah,
it'll show you if you're going on a longer trip, it'll show you the spots that you need to pull up to, all that kind of stuff. Like, but that's one of the things that people uh are already leery about anyway. So yeah, that definitely would deter somebody. Look, see, they can't even keep the charging station. So um
yeah.
but to each his own. It is what it is. If you're on the fence, just get a hybrid. That half and half, little half and half action.
That's exactly what I was gonna say next. There's hybrids, man. Hybrids is the great medium. And again, this is a person that had to rent one recently while my car was getting fixed. Got myself a hybrid. I was like, okay, I see the potential, because when you're driving short distances, it's charging, right? So right there and then you're like, oh snap, I could make this work. I can make this work.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me know, y'all, what y'all think in the comment section as well. We definitely want to hear your thoughts on this. Would you get a hybrid? Would you go straight up and try to protect the environment and do all electric vehicle 100%? To each his own. If you're like, listen, my gas guzzler is where it's at. I'm not moving. Let us know in the comment section, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. Let us know your thoughts. Perfect, man. Perfect. And so I got Coach Ralph in the building. What up? He said, "What's good,
Hey,
family? Salute Joseph. Salute Trey. Salute
he's
everybody."
good. He's good.
Mitch has been missing you. I know he rocks with you on your end, but Mitch is definitely missing you this morning. We got Tech Coach Ralph in the building. The family is here. Those that are
Yeah,
new to
glad
the
he's good.
family, join in. This one, actually, check Coach Ralph. Let us know how you're doing. If the storm is going to be affecting you, the hurricane that's coming, we want to make sure you're safe. We were talking about that earlier, so we were specifically talking about you making sure you're safe as well. Okay, I could do a Lexus hybrid. Let's see that. I see that in the comment section. I could do a Lexus hybrid. I saw that
Okay,
too. How
okay.
expensive are those though? Trey, do you know the price tag on that?
On the Lexus one? Nah, I don't know the price tag on the Lexus one. I have seen one though. They
Yeah,
they're pretty solid.
I might have to do some
Yeah,
research on that.
they're pretty
'Cause,
solid. They're pretty solid.
yeah, I gotta do some research on that Lexus hybrid. Oh, we got Oris in the building.
Hey,
Good
good morning.
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Glad
that's
to
what I was
see
about to
you.
say. They already had passed Florida, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, regards to the storm.
Yeah, yeah, it's already here and pushing in Texas.
Oh, okay, got you, got you. Mitch said definitely no hybrid. What? Tell me why? Because I would do hybrid versus all EV. Um, even I'm even tempted to think about hybrid as my next vehicle versus just straight gas. Definitely not missing Ralph. Rich says, look at that. No love in these streets. Uh, Tech Coach Ralph, there's another hurricane coming. Well, I'm glad that it passed you.
No, no.
Yeah, because I was concerned. I was just, I was concerned. Tech Coach Ralph says, yeah, it's in Texas now. It was supposed to rain every day last week, but barely got any. Oh, so y'all good. I'm glad. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
skip past him. Skip past him. That's good stuff.
That's where it's at. Mitch is hilarious. He's like, definitely no hybrid, definitely not missing Ralph. Man, this is. I'm glad you're safe. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Um, and you know what? We have a PSA announcement, and I'm gonna put it out here. How many of y'all in the comment section? How many of y'all have gotten y'all real IDs? Let me know by show of hands. How
Mm.
many people have the real IDs? Yeah, the real IDs. If you have your real ID, let us know in the chat. Did you get it? Did you get it back in the day, before the pandemic, a little bit after the pandemic, during the pandemic? Just curious because I almost forgot about this. And but before I do that, Tech Coach Rouse says I get an EV. Okay, a fully 100% EV. Okay, okay. And then Mitch said he got like 4 years ago. Let me ask you, Trey, did you get yours yet?
So to be honest, bro, I don't know what it looks like. Here's the thing. Quick story. I mean, half story anyway. I was in Miami last year, and I was going through the airport, and I just kept seeing these signs. Right, I kept seeing these signs, and it was like, you need to have your real ID before such and such date, or else you won't be able to travel anymore. And all this stuff. I'm like, dang, what they got going on in Miami? Like, this is some wild stuff. I paid attention to it because I'm like, this is some interesting propaganda they got going on down here. That telling you can't travel unless you got some real ID. Like, what's wrong with the one I got? And
Yep.
I was like, okay, but I have a passport and stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe my passport is good. I'll just still keep that and all that. But ultimately, I had no clue what it was.
Yeah.
I looked it up at one point and I forgot, and it slipped my mind. So if I have it, I did have to get a new ID in October, like
Yeah.
October of that same year. So if they gave it to me then, cool. But if I had to actually specifically ask for a real ID, I ain't got it because I haven't asked for. I don't. I ain't got it now. If
I love in the
you know
comment
what I mean.
section. I'm gonna
Oh,
put it
I
up right
just
now.
saw it.
Mitch said they keep extending the dates. So true. It's so true.
Yeah, I
He
bet
actually
they
said he
do.
got his. Yeah, he said he got his 4 years ago. Like,
Oh, dang.
yeah. So, and Ari said I had mine for 3 years ago. I had mine for a while. OTTO
Maybe
says.
I got it. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna show you right now if
Oh,
you got
okay.
it or
Okay.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the deadline is 2025. I'm about to dive right into that. I said Tech Coach Rouse said the guy I bought it from told me it was real.
Man, nah.
But for real, I checked my DL and it's a real ID. That's for sure. It would say on your license if you have it. That's right. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now. So listen, y'all, if y'all are watching us, you're going to be able to see this. But if you're not watching us and you're watching this, listen to this on the podcast, I should say, I'm going to explain it to you right here. So this image that you see right here, it's kind of hard if you were, let me put it a little close up there. So right there, you can see that this person here, no star, no star, but the last one has a star on it. And basically, that's how you could tell if you have the real ID. Is this star that's going to be on the top right for most IDs?
I see.
That's the way you know that you have a real ID. And I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into it. But those that are listening, if you have any sort of thoughts on it, let us know. But like Coach, like Mitch said, they've been pushing this for a while. So based off of the times I remember, this is supposed to be before the pandemic. The pandemic hit, they pushed it to like 2021. Then they extended it again. And right
Mm.
now, the deadline is they're saying, like, listen, y'all, this is for real. The deadline is for real now. 2025 is when you want to have it. So that's next year. So we want to make sure that y'all are aware of what's going on. But basically, as y'all probably have known, a new type of driver's license that allowing you to go and make board domestic flights. That's what the Real ID is all about. This is actually came out of the 2011 attack in regards to the World Trade Center September 11 attacks. And so basically, the appearance of a real ID is similar to like your previous license. It's just that it's allowing you to kind of be able to say, okay, this person is real. For so basically, kind of removing fraud. That's what their goal is.
Oh,
The
oh, what is
star,
the
yeah, I'm about to, the same thing I'm thinking, bro. I'm like, it's what's causing people not to put a star there. I mean, they're gonna put a Kodak bear instead of like a like a different bear and then a star. Anyway, that's the whole idea. The process to get a real ID may be vary from state, but generally requires a proof of social security number, identity, lawful status, residence, and name change. So it's a little bit more than the typical thing. In addition to air travel, a real ID also is needed to enter military bases, federal buildings, and nuclear power plants. Right. But let me go to the comment section before I continue, because this is hilarious. Um, Mitch said, after I got mine, they extended the date. So he was like, man, I didn't like that. And then Mitch said, Trey about to go look at his license to
no,
make sure it's
you
all there.
like you planned. I was gonna go and get it because I wasn't sure, but I feel like I seen that yellow that golden star out there. I feel like I seen that. Um, yeah, if they're just giving them out, like once you update it, then I definitely have it because again, in October I had to get a new one and I had to go through like go up there and all that like all of that just ugh. But yeah, so I definitely got it if they gave it out. Now if I gotta ask for it, I ain't got it.
The joys of the DMV. We all love going to the DMV, of
Oh,
course.
dude, trash.
Mitch said at one point they were saying to travel you need a real ID or passport. That's what I heard. So
Yeah, see,
again,
so
yeah, go ahead, Trey.
no, because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, bro, I already did all this when I got the passport. I should be good. It's really me.
Well, if you don't got the star, you're not gonna go far, apparently to them.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
gotta
for
got the
real.
star on there. Reese Williams says, "I thought all DMVs were issuing real IDs before the pandemic. It's you would think so, right? But basically, they're saying like you have to provide these documents in order to get it. But those criteria really depend state by state. So some states might be like, listen, we'll just give it to you because you already were rocking with us with your previous license. Other states said, no, we need to see more from you so we know that you're the real deal.
Maybe that's why I had to go in, man. I like to do the online, like just literally do it online and then they send it in to me, like the
Mm.
ID. But I had to do all the extra stuff this time. Super inconvenience, but maybe that's why.
Yeah, you might be having a star in that Lone Star State. You might be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Tech Coach Ralph says, I've been getting stars since kindergarten. I'm good. Uh, although they said some people don't know how to get an I thought they said some people don't know how to get an ID, he says. Oh man.
It's
Farris
kind of
said,
easy.
it is right. I would think so, right? Farris says, send your license to my email. I'm secure, real secure.
Oh no.
Farris hilarious.
You know somebody tried it.
And what up, Farris?
Somebody scam. Hey,
Yeah.
we're just calling everyone to see if they've updated their real IDs. If you haven't, we can get that done for you today. And then they've scamming people out of their actual IDs and stuff, man. I'm pretty sure somebody's tried it.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately,
Sadly.
the,
Sadly.
the state of the world. We got OTTO in the building. Let's stop the presses right now. Bring up the brother, the man, the myth, the legend. OTTO, what are you doing, sir? How you feeling
What's
this
up?
Monday morning?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna tap in on it a little bit. So, like you said, I think it varies state by state. Like here in Kentucky, like that's what we had to do. Like ours, like you can get it for 4 years or you can get it for 8 years, and of course the price changes depending on what you get. And then also, like you said, you have to have multiple forms of identification. Like I think I had to bring like a utility bill and like proof of address, stuff like that, in order to get the real ID. But I mean, because I've had it for a while now, and so I mean, it seems to be fine. I haven't had any issues like traveling or anything like that, so it's been fine for us.
Nice.
No, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And
Yeah, I don't know.
to touch on something you said earlier about like with the EV and the hybrid thing, I understand the push for it, but my thing with that is also, I know everybody talks about the emissions from the cars, but you have to think about what these EV cars and everything else run off these batteries. When the batteries get to the point to where it's just like anything else, after a while the batteries aren't going to recharge anymore. What's going to happen with all those batteries that are no longer able to be charged? Where are they going to go? And then how is that going to affect the environment as well? So that's something that I've always kind of been on the pushback of with the that whole movement. Is I understand it, but you got to think those batteries are going to get to a point to where they just can't do anything anymore, and then so now you're going to be having a whole bunch of batteries sitting in a wasteland, also. So that's just something I've always thought about with the whole push.
That is possible. That is possible. I'm sure they're probably thinking about it. Who knows? They might have some kind of like refurbishing or something or breakdown of them. I'm pretty sure uh, that they definitely have an answer for that, because I know there's a lot of people who would easily push back on with that. Hey, what about these batteries? So I'm pretty sure they thought about it. Who knows? But I mean, at some point, yeah, it will become a problem for sure. After years of using it, it's gonna go down. So what you got? What you got? We'll see. I think of it like I don't know if people remember, but cars used to have like carburetors. You have to pump that thing up, and then all of a sudden, they start switching over. And I mean, there were people who hey, no, I love my carburetor, and then ultimately, you just start not seeing them, seeing them often. So I feel like it would be like that, the same thing over the years. It will just kind of eventually move on to that. Um, Same with credit cards and debit cards, right? Like, no, I want my cash, and then all of a sudden, over the years, people are using debit cards a lot more and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it at some point it will hit mass adoption.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was gonna say like I agree. I think that in regards to specifically that's why I kind of like the hybrid model, because you kind of have the best of both worlds. And one thing that I loved about the hybrid model when I was using it was when I was in certain areas, I was driving a certain speed, it was charging itself, so that my gas was kind of like it worked in tandem, and like you said, Trey, I think there's other ways that it possibly can be used to be refurbished or reused again. Because Tesla had like even with Tesla models and others, they had I've heard people kind of like saying that there was issues, but there was ways that hey, they could go back and fix it. And I could be wrong, but that's what I kind of believe, is that there's gonna be more of a hybrid adoption before they actually have a full EV adoption. Let me actually see what Faris actually put a comment here before. He said, "Before I'm worried about batteries, I'm worried about the people in the Congo oppressed to make the batteries, and the lithium under
Mm,
Haiti and Afghanistan. But that's too deep of a topic. Not too deep for
mm,
us."
nah.
Faris says, "I'll enjoy my V12." In the meantime,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
um,
enjoy that V12, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let me catch a ride. Let me
I
get
know.
let me catch a ride.
Let me borrow it for just a weekend. On what the Tesla sports car that's coming hopefully in my lifetime. All right, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we've been how long we've been waiting on that thing.
I mean, as long as we've been waiting on the
What
Cybertruck.
is it? It's the what was that? No, longer than that. It's the Roadster. I think he's talking about the Roadster. That
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was feasible or something, man. It's like, yeah, they've been waiting on that for
For
ever.
a minute. For a minute. But OTTO, thank you so much for dropping by. We always appreciate when you call into the show. It makes the show that much better. So definitely thank you so much for
Yeah.
lending your opinions and thoughts, man. We always appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a great one.
You too, man. Thank you
All
so
right, now
much.
you too, man.
Thank you so much. But yeah, that's a good conversation, a really good one in regards to the EV because, and in fact, I'm so glad you brought that up because not being aware, I'm gonna go back to this comment so everybody can see it, but honestly, not thinking about the global implications of how these things are being made. You know, if it really
Always
is,
happens.
yeah, there's so much things that we benefit from at the cost of somebody else. That needs to be discussed more. And if you have more that you want to share about that, definitely put in the comment section. We'll bring it up for sure. Yes, the roaster, Tech Coach Ralph said.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we've been waiting on that thing for
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. Tech Coach Ralph says Mitch say he's gonna have his Ferrari turn into an EV.
Hey,
That's hilarious. Oh man, I
that
think a
joint
lot of
gonna cost you an arm and a leg.
yeah, yeah. I don't think Ferrari enthusiasts will be very happy about that, but
Just
we
like
will see.
just like Porsche enthusiasts.
Yeah, Porsche is like, what is going on? I don't know about that. Yeah, they're not gonna feel that, but yeah, man, that is something that we again appreciate your comments. Thank you so much, everybody. Like always, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you have not to the channel. Share this with others. As we're building this thing up, we want to get it to a certain level where we could do this more days, like we promised. But we're gonna need a lot more support. So definitely let that thing ring in regards to the bell notification, so you don't miss when we go live every Monday morning, and hopefully an additional day as we continue to grow the channel. Mitch is hilarious. Said beep Ferrari. Fill in the blanks basically for beep. But yeah, so we have a brown box special for you. A good one. A good one. And I'm actually gonna let my brother Trey share this one. So good brother, I'm gonna let you let this rip
Let's
off.
get it.
This one's a good one.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
And while
All
we
right. So,
go ahead, sir.
oh,
Yeah, you got it.
you good? Oh, so all right, brown box special time, baby. It says, I was scheduled to fly to Sydney, Australia on a business trip on a Sunday, the Friday before the CEO called and told me not to get on that flight and he'd be flying up to meet me on Monday morning. I knew I was getting fired, right? I knew I was getting fired. So on the weekend, I cleaned out my office. He walked in on Monday morning to find me with my feet on the desk, sitting in a bare office. He just looked around, nodded, and told me to go home. If if there was anything that I said, I don't remember it. On my way out, my subordinate who had maneuvered behind my back to get me fired tried to shake my hand. I just laughed at him and walked past. The funniest part is that the ticket to Sydney was in my name and couldn't be transferred to anyone else. The company just had to eat it. But I had an $8,000 credit with an airline for the unused ticket. My now ex-wife and I had a wonderful month-long vacation to Egypt, Jordan, Israel, flying first class to and from. Even better, I had an ironclad employment contract. I couldn't be terminated for anything less than being convicted of a felony. Uh, there were 18 months or so left on that contract. I received full pay while vacationing in the Middle East and for months after while tending my garden. Unfortunately, this incomparably incompetent Yahoo of a CEO bankrupted the company about 8 months after telling me to go home and I was unable to collect on that final year of the contract. But his breach of contract also released me from a non-compete clause, and I started my own company practically overnight, which is still going strong 22 years later. Yo, that's hard right there. That's hard.
What a comeback story.
That's
Oh
how you
man,
do it, man.
all the
If you're
benefits,
gonna do it.
all the benefits went his way.
Yeah, there
Thank you,
was no
Kiora.
downside.
I know, right? Like it's like, listen, hey, sometimes it's a win situation when they let you go. Thank you. Credit goes to Kiora for that wonderful story. I'm looking at the comment section right now. You start
Ferris
to see,
said, "Is this Mitch?" Yo, that's hilarious.
oh man, that's hilarious. Mitch is coming back right now, nice and strong. Before I even get to that
Yeah.
comment, I got a comment from Tech Coach Ralph, but I'm going to get to it real quickly. They talk about you in the Porsche.
What
They said
happened?
this. They said, "How do I know Trey owns a Porsche?" He says it correctly. Those who own it say
That's
it correctly.
that is hilarious. No, man, but I'm around some people who know. You know, they taught your boy. Because you know I'm from the east side of Fort Worth. I was like, yo, that Porsche fire, bro. It's Porsche.
Porsche.
And get your hands off of it. No, I'm playing. But yeah, no, I like to be able to say things the correct way. That way, you know, when you're around certain people and things, they know that you're not a novice, right?
Yeah.
You're not a novice to this thing. So but I do be on that golf course. What'd he say?
And Mitch said, "LOL, Trevin around those people golfing. He
Hey, hey,
talking like them."
hey, Mitch.
That's like what she
Yeah,
said.
that's for sure. That is for sure. You know,
Porsche.
you pull up in like the Challenger or something, you got to park in the back. You like, oh, this is y'all doing it crazy.
Mitch was on point. He said, just like, because who you rocking with, right? Your circles are very important. So you
No,
and
that's for sure.
oh man, take on Ralph is hilarious. He said, winner of the brown box special was the ex-wife. Now that
Golly,
depends.
all the upside.
That depends. Did she just get the trip, or was she there to also get the new company? Because if they broke off after that trip and then he started a new company, I'll give it to him. But if she was there through it all, then yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
she
Yeah, she definitely won. He said he started the company practically overnight.
oh
So
yeah, so she yeah. So
hey, I want
most
half, Eddie. I want half.
and give me the Porsche as well. Oh man, and he said, "Oh wait," Ted Cruz Brown said, "Okay, he won." LOL. Forget the ex-wife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Paris says, I need a strong woman in my life so I can stay home. I want to win like the ex-wife." Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, you know,
Oh,
that's for real. That's
yeah,
for real.
I mean, that was a month-long vacation in Egypt, Jordan, and Israel, flying first class to and from. That
Yeah.
is yeah. That's a
Yo,
win situation.
$8,000 credit. Yeah, you flying everywhere.
Mitch said, "Stay away from those other activities, and you'll be able to." Oh man, regards to that wife. Maybe OA will help me find love.
Gonna be
OA?
sounding like Lady Love. I need love.
I need love.
Lady Love. It's funny. I didn't know it was like 2023 before I found out that was what LL stood for, bro. I had no clue.
Oh, LL Cool J, Lady Love
Yeah,
Cool J. Yeah.
that's hilarious, bro.
Oh man, ladies love Cool J. Take Coach Rouse said, "Y'all need to tune in to Ferris After Hours."
Yeah,
Other
for real.
activities. Apparently, that sounds like it'll be very entertaining. Ferris, we need to bring you on so you can join in. In fact, that's what we're gonna definitely do is have y'all come in on the show. Y'all could call in on the show, but some of y'all might be rocking with us for a whole episode. Stay tuned. We're gonna talk about that for sure because we love to get insight from other people that are in this space. But that is us for today, y'all. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
man.
man. We love to cut it up with y'all, laugh, uh, think about different stories that are there. And again, I wanted to share our appreciation for y'all, those that are a part of the family and rocking with us for a while. Y'all have been a source of joy. There we go. A source of joy in the week, and hopefully this conversation will make you have a great one. Definitely lock in with us. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to either of the channels, and specifically right there below you, youtube.com/talk that tech. Definitely subscribe because we definitely appreciate you. And more to come. Stay locked in with us. Definitely stay locked in with us as we provide the next. But brother Trey, any last words before we go?
No, man. I don't
All
have
right.
anything else. We are good to go, man. I enjoyed this. Thank y'all for hopping in, staying on, cracking up with us. Is always fun for sure.
Yes.
Always.
So y'all, thank you so much for rocking with Talk That Tech, the number
one tech morning show in the world. We'll see you next time.
Peace and keep rocking that elbow grease.